Hi, everybody. Very good evening. Welcome to our webinar from Coding Invaders. Here you will learn that how you can transform your journey from a non-IT to high-paying data analyst career. So I'm live now at 7:30 p.m. Monday motivation. So I can see a lot of people are just waiting for this particular webinars to go live. So yes, here I am to all the people who just got to know about us from the influencers and from the other ads. So here in this particular webinar, we will be discussing a lot more about making a serious career change if you're a person and dreaming about a high paying job but you don't know see of any coding, or you are not from a technical background or anybody, but still you can live that dream too. So we're going to discuss in this particular webinar a lot of things that how you can transform your journey from a non-IT to high-paying IT industry. And the best part about this particular webinar in a coding is that we do always that we bring a guest speaker from the mang companies, and we will be having interactive sessions after a few minutes with our guest speaker. And yes, we will be discussing a lot more about it. As you can see on the screen, that here's the people that I have brought as guest, and this time the guest is from the Microsoft. So yes, we will be uh, interacting with her. And the best part about this particular webinar is everybody, whoever will be having a lot of questions to ask, I'll be taking out their questions one by one and asking to the guest speaker. And a lot of things we're gonna discuss, and we'll try to understand how it is possible. Because till now, when I was into the engineering and everything 5 or 6 years back, it was really very challenging to accept the fact that people still can go into IT without any tech background. All right, so it sounds so weird sometimes that how it is possible, but yes, let's discuss this in this particular webinar. All right, and I can see a good flow of people are like interacting some. That's great, that's great. So guys, can you just please I'm just sending you a poll. Can you just guys tell us that what language is comfortable for you, Hindi or English or whatever it is, so that accordingly I can understand the demographics very properly. So which language is more comfortable for you? Just click on the button and I'll accordingly run the webinar like that, so that everybody can understand and have valuable time over here. So I can see 90% people wants in English and only 10%. Okay, so I'll just make a little bit mix. Got it. Got it. Perfect enough. Thank you for this particular response. It gives me a pretty good clarity about the audience that we have right now in this particular webinar. Perfect enough. So let's interact with each other, guys. Guys, can you just tell me about your age and from which city you are? So I will be happy to know about you. Shivani Kasir, and somebody's from Bangalore, somebody's from Delhi, somebody's from Tamil Nadu, 25 years of age. That's great. So we have a bunch of people who are from the age from 24 to 34. That's interesting. Coimbatore. So it seems that the people all over the India have joined us over here. So without any wasting any more time, we will be coming to the point and discussing that what exactly we're going to learn in this particular webinar, why we are doing this webinar, to whom we are supporting in this particular webinar, what is the intention behind this particular webinar, what you will get in this particular webinar, what surprises we have for you in this particular webinar, what gifts we have for you in this particular webinar. A lot of things we're going to discuss in this particular webinar. So stay tuned till the end, guys, because in this particular webinar, for sure, you're going to take something out from us and you will be very much happy. All right. So let's move on without wasting any more time. Let me introduce myself. My name is Amir Akhtar and I'm a career consultant. And I have helped more than 200 plus people to transform their journey from a non-IT to a successful high-paying data analyst job. Here is my link of the LinkedIn. If you guys want to connect with me on a LinkedIn and talk to me one-on-one, I am always available to help everybody out. So I have helped more than 200 plus people. I have understood their problem. I have understood their challenges. I've understood what exactly their hesitations, myths, pre-assumptions in their mind they have. And accordingly, I've solved all the problems and helped them to get a high-paying data analytics job. So why I'm telling you all this about myself, because I can much better understand and relate exactly with the challenges you have as of now, and I can help you to overcome with it. So be ready with all your questions. Feel free to ask a lot of questions, because in this particular webinar we will be having a Q&A session as well. So we will be interacting with everybody and we will be answering it. All right. So yes, we will be discussing a lot more about it, and you guys can connect me on LinkedIn and I can help you to, you know, give a one-on-one call or anything, I can definitely help you, right? I can chat with you and everything. All right. So, in this particular webinar, we are conducting this particular webinar specifically to support our data analyst course that is from Coding Invaders. It's one of the most popular program which doesn't require any coding background, and it is 93% of the students are actually placed in the big companies. All right. So yes, this is true. This is true. Now let me tell you what exactly and how exactly it is possible. But before that, I want to tell you about the course. Before we start, the course price is 11,490. But in this particular webinar, whoever is watching me right now can avail this particular guaranteed job placement batch. In this particular batch, you will be getting a guaranteed job agreement where you can enroll with a 35% of discount. All the people who wants a free demo to exactly understand why and how we are very confident about providing a guaranteed job, even if you're from a non-IT background, you can book a free demo call. The form that I've attached in the chat section, go talk to them, ask too many questions, debate with them, and understand how it is possible and how we are able to place the people. Every answer, every question you will get answered in that particular call. All right. Don't forget, you all the people who have given your time over here, you are eligible for 35% discount in this particular webinar. So do mention that from where did you come while having this particular demo call. Moving ahead, let me tell you about the Coding Invaders. So Coding Invaders is a platform where our mission is to help all the people from a basic background to a high-paying IT background as a data analyst. And if I'll talk about the track record, then we have more than 22,000 plus learners. We already trained 100 plus companies employees, and the average salary hike, if I'll talk about the 30% to 400% hike we have observed, and 90% plus placement record we have. How it is possible? I'm not just creating a hype, but I'll tell you the exact things one by one. More on this at the end of this particular webinar. All right. But before I start, I just wanted to understand the mindset that why you came in this particular webinar. So let's understand that mindset. Let's understand the reason why you came. So here are the three options, and the poll is on the screen, guys. You must have got three options why you are here in this particular webinar. You are here just to listen with no goals, or you want to study and looking for the courses, or you're already studying and wanted to expand your horizon. So can you just tap in and understand that what exactly the mindsets and the perception that you guys have, so that accordingly I will be deriving the webinar for all of you. All right. So yes, I can see that 60% of the people are more into looking for to study and looking for our courses, and 10% of them are just casually sharing. But for sure, this 10% people will become serious by the end of this particular webinar, because there's a lot more interesting thing we want to discuss in this particular webinar. So stay tuned. And 30% people are already studying, so it will be having an I'm really excited for those people who are already studying, because they come up with the good questions, and it helps all the people to understand that what exactly the reality check is. All right, let's move on. So yes, what you will learn today in this particular webinar, the most important questions. So I will make this webinar the one of the most, to understand everything from very scratch. You will understand who is data analyst, and then you will understand how to become one, how you can become a data analyst, and how you can build a successful career as a data analyst. So we will be discussing all these things from very very scratch to an advanced level, and then we'll get a clarity that how exactly we can also make something big out of it. All right. So yes, there's too much of thing that you have heard already about the data industry. So let's understand what the heck it is. All right. Moving ahead, what you will get in this particular webinar. So let me tell you what you will get in this particular webinar. So you all are ready with your questions. Turn off your notification. Be ready with your questions. I will be taking all the questions one by one to the guest speaker, and they will be answering your question. Second, everybody will be getting a certificate of participation, whoever is attending this particular webinar till the end, and what exactly it is there. So if you will use that certificate again, you will get a heavy fee waiver from a Coding Invaders in our job guarantee batch. And the third most important thing that you will get in this particular webinar is you will be getting a special offer for our DA courses as well. All right, fine then. Now the most important thing that I'm going to tell you right away, it is very much important, that right now in this particular webinar, I am starting one contest. So yes, to all the people who are watching me right now, all the people who are watching me, I am starting this particular contest. And in this particular contest, the link is there in the chat section. Whoever will participate at the end of this particular webinar, like after just 40 minutes, I will be choosing a random person by sharing my screen, and I will be enrolling him for free in our job guarantee batch, which generally provides a job guarantee agreement before enrollment, and you will be enroll for the batch, and after 6.5 months you will be placed into the big companies. I'm not kidding. This is the link in the chat section. Go register and give me a thumbs up that Amir, it's done. Just comment down Amir is done once you are registered, and then I'll just start with interacting with our guest speaker. So I'll just give you guys a 10 or 20 second more. Go register, give me a thumbs up, say Amir it's done, and then we will start this particular webinar. All right, so this contest I'm starting it right away, and I'll be ending this particular contest in just 40 minutes, and I'll be showcasing my screen. I'll be choosing a random person, and I'll make him enroll in our job guarantee batch. So one of you who is watching me right now will win this course for free. So stay tuned. All right. So you have to just turn off all your notification, focus on what exactly we are talking. Let's learn something today, and let's interact with the guest speaker and get an idea that what exactly is happening in the data industry, why it is hyped up, and why it is the most important thing, why it is a non-negotiable skill. All right. So guys, whoever is not able to find the link, I'm sending the link once again. The link is into the chat section, guys. Go register. It's pinned already, and then tell me. All right, it's done. So I can see a lot of people are already saying that it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. Perfect. 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 So I'll just give you 10 seconds, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7. So I'll just ask, I guess still the people are not able to find the link. Can anybody from my team paste the link once again to the chat section so that the people can register again? Because people are looking for the link again and again. So I would request my team to just put the link again in the chat section. All right. So link is not running. Let me check, guys. What are you saying? Link is not working. Link is working, man. For me, it is working. Come on. Okay. Just a second. It seems that there's a problem in the link. Okay, I agreed. I agreed. There's a link in the problem in the link. Okay. Just a second. Let me discuss with my team. All right. I just texted my team, guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We are going to send you the right link for you all. Just a second. So I guess I hope everybody is excited. Fine. No worries. Yep. So fine, guys, don't worry about it. I'll be sending you the link once again in the chat section. Keep watching the chat section. Meanwhile, let's just start this particular webinar so that we can get the winner on time. All right, so let's get started. We have our guest, Shailja Mishra, who is from Microsoft. I won't say much. She's just here to say hi to everybody, and I'm passing out the mic to our guest speaker. Hi, Shailja. Thanks for joining here. Could you please tell us about yourself? We are just excited and waiting for you.
Hey Amir, thank you so much for having me here. Hi everyone, I'm Shailja Mishra and I'm working as a data and applied scientist at Microsoft. Before joining Microsoft, I was working as a data engineer at Fractal Analytics. So this is kind of a brief summary about my career. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. We are very excited. As you can see, there's too much chaos are happening in this particular chat section. So this is the time where the people are more interested in to understand why this data industry is booming and everything. But yes, before we understand about this, we would like to know more about you so that we can relate with you more. As I can tell you that I'm from engineering background, so just wanted to know from which college you studied and how exactly you made your career step by step. If you could tell us, we would be able to relate more.
Sure, Amir. So I started my engineering in 2016 and I did basically computer science engineering from Banastari Vidyapeeth, Jaipur.
Mhm.
After 2020, I got recruited at Fractal Analytics as a campus hire. There, I was
Mhm.
working as a data engineer. So, nearly after 2 years, I then joined Microsoft. So, here I'm working as a data and applied scientist. So, this is my career trajectory from BTech to data scientist.
Perfect, perfect. Well, this Microsoft is a dream company for everybody, but we will be discussing a lot more about how easy and tough it was to reach over there. But still, just the basic question want to understand from you, as you have already appeared in a lot of events, and I always follow you on the LinkedIn as well, and I watch your the content which is always inspiring for us and it's a new learning for us. So just wanted to know that what keeps you going with this particular data engineering? What exactly you like best about being a data engineer? What best it is in this particular profession?
Sure. So that actually is a very good question because this is something I deal with every day. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people ask me this thing because not many people are aware about data domain. So they ask me this thing, what actually data engineers do and what keeps you running. So
Mm-hmm.
one short answer to this question is you can never get bored when you are a data person. There are so much things to learn, and every day comes with new challenges which you might not face yesterday. So you have lot to learn, lot to work. Things never become monotonous. So that is one thing, that you are able to play with huge chunk of data, and you are able to make business critical decisions working as a data engineer. So this is something is like the best part of my work, which I like.
Understood. Understood. So it seems that one of the most serious responsibilities that you are involved in making a decision, business decision making thing. All right, we'll get more idea about what exactly the business decision making thing that we are talking about. Well, as first of all, I just wanted to understand being a data analyst, like if you were hired as a data analyst or you are a data scientist, then what exactly the main task you go through on a daily basis, and what exactly these data analyst people do? Just wanted to understand from scratch from you that what is the main goal and the task they have to do.
Sure. So I'll try to explain it with a example that everyone can understand. So I mentioned this term, right, that we make business critical decision. So a data
Mhm.
person is involved in making a lot of business critical decision. So if there is a company dealing with any kinds of sales data, and the amount of the data that they are processing is very high, the volume of data is very high, and it comes in real time. Maybe data gets generated in 1 second. So the work of a data analyst or any data domain person is to first of all understand the data that we are getting, and then use that data to make business solutions. Like for example, if I'm into sales and I'm getting the details of this is the total sale that is happening on my products, and this is where we are gaining profit, this is where we are having loss, and all of these details we get in the form of data. So the work of a data person is to understand the data and then give their results in the form of predictions and suggestions as to where we can do well to increase our profit more, and what all we can do to lessen our losses that is occurring to the business. So overall, the net profit that a company earns is very much dependent on those solutions which are being proposed by the data people.
Oh my god. So it means that like all the crucial decisions in terms of whether it's raising a fund or taking any business moves with in every single day or a month is first of all like goes through or pass by through data analyst first, and then they make a decision, right? So just wanted to understand from you that this data analyst profession was also 20 years back, was also there, or it is like just came in just 5 or 10 years, or it is recognized now. So like I just wanted to
So,
know, the basic question is that before 20 years, how they were making a decision.
correct. And that's again a very good question, Amit. So, answer to that is, first of all, if you want to understand that why is this data domain getting so much of importance now, not 20 years before. So, a quick walkthrough about that thing would be, nowadays everywhere, every company, if you see from a smaller company to bigger company, the amount of data that is being generated is very high. And we are not talking only about the IT companies. From healthcare to other areas, transportation, any area you pick up, you'll understand that everything is digitized. 10, 20 years back, we were not using so much of digitization in every field. But now everything is now on internet. And now internet is the new platform, I would say, where everything is working. Because of which the amount of data that is being generated is very, very high. And that is the reason that currently the demand for data people is increasing. And that was not recognized 20 years back. So answering to your question that how decisions were made 20 years back, when there were no data analysts and data people being recognized, most of the things were more manual. We had a very small amount of data that we had to work upon. So that was not a big of a deal. But now, if I say you that in 1 second we are generating petabytes of data, that is not something manually one person can do. We need softwares, we need programming languages, we need tools, and we need the understanding of data. So that is why currently, due to the huge demand and supply, the data roles are recognized very much, and they are being used extensively in the market.
Understood. Understood. So, as I can clearly understand with your explanation that there's too much startups is already coming in India, right? And it is not something that all the startups are getting failed. It is coming every time in the news that every time new startup is coming and making new record. So it means that there's a huge vacancies is there in a data profession. Plus, every business needs data analyst. That is true, right?
Correct, correct. Every company, from a smaller to bigger company, the demand is for data engineers.
All right. So, have you, in your whole experience, just wanted to understand that you must have hired somebody as well in your journey as well. Do you feel the challenge that you are in the need of the people in your team, but you are not getting some skilled people, in spite of having a good degree, but you're not getting the skilled people to hire? Do you face challenge to hire a good data analyst for your team?
Correct. That is very true. Currently, like I talked about the demand and supply, demand is very high because in every project, in every team, we are in search of people who understand the data ecosystem. But on the contrary, since I would say, information is very sparse, people are not aware about data domain. They are more inclined towards other roles, and also not many skilled people are there who are applying for these kinds of roles. So that is why it sometimes becomes a challenge that openings are there, but people are not there who are qualified enough for that particular role.
Understood. Understood. Fine, then we will try to understand then more that what exactly why it is more high paying, because the demand is so much, you said, but we are not having the skilled candidates. Fine. So one question from you want to know that uh, how many years has been like you're into this data industry? For how long you're
It's
into this data
been
industry?
it will be nearly 3 years now.
Three
So that
years.
is overall the years I have. That is also not complete, but yeah.
All right, all right. So I guess like nowadays we are getting a lot of edtechs who are just telling us that business needs a data analyst. But at that time, just wanted to know from you that how did you realize that's going to be a good, profession or a high-paying profession? How you realize that it's going to be the future?
So, frankly, in my case, also the story comes very differently. I was
Mm-hmm.
also not aware, like many others who are
Mm-hmm.
currently pursuing their careers, that what this data domain actually is and what all it has to offer. So,
Mm-hmm.
I got it in the form of a guidance from one of my professor. So,
Mm-hmm.
she introduced me with the concept of data and the technology that is being currently so much used and hyped in the market. So
Mm-hmm.
that is where I learned about this domain. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I started learning, and I found it very interesting because I did not like the other domains so much. This was something that fascinated me very much. And once I started learning and started working and making projects, so then it caught all of my attention. So that's how I started, and I've been doing this since a long time now and learning everything new every day. So yeah.
Got it. Got it. So somewhere you also got a mentoring and you got an idea about what exactly it is. And do you also face a challenge where people are actually fascinated about data analyst profession, but they are not having knowledge exactly what it is? They're just fascinated about it. Would you agree on this?
Correct, correct. Actually, I would say majority of the population is one, maybe because of too much talk that is going on platforms like LinkedIn and everything. Now people are at least aware that there is some domain called data analyst and data engineering, but still
Mhm.
people are not aware about what actually this domain has to offer, what you need to learn to become a data analyst, and how you
Mhm.
can reach to that particular, like what is the path to follow.
Understood. 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 Got it then. So, guys, as you have understood with the very clear words from the Shailja itself that why the business needs it, why it's the most in demand thing, we will understand more about that. Why exactly it is more important, and why every business needs it. To just to give you one example, let's suppose if you guys are going for, if any startup is going for a raising a fund or anything, for sure you need to do analysis about how much product you have sold or what increment you have done in your services or anything. Then you need to analyze the profit, gross profit, and everything. So you cannot just do it in a random excel sheet with the unmannered data or something. So what I've understood with the Salja's explanation, and I'm conveying to all of you guys, that data analyst actually deals with the data and they try to figure out some pattern and they make sense out of it, which is actually meaningful for all the business decision making people to make a better decision in their business moves. Correct, Shalja?
True,
All
true,
right.
Amir.
All right. There's one more thing I wanted to add over here. Let's take an example of Excel sheet. Excel sheet, like we are learning this Excel sheet from our school time, right? Even I see that in my attendance, Excel sheet has been used. Even I see a recruiter also use Excel sheet. Even I see a chartered accountant also use Excel sheet. Even I see that logistic people, every industry use this Excel sheet. Even my dad also use in his business, right? So does it mean this the tools that we learn, the things that we learn as a data analyst, like the Python, blah blah, we will be talking about it. So is this profession is only just for a business decision, or we can use this particular skill set in every profession, and every profession needs this particular skill?
So yeah, answering to your thing, Excel is something that we all use since a long time, but the skills that are needed to become a data analyst is not only limited to your understanding of Excel. There are much more to that, and like you said, we'll discuss about that. But this is not something that will only make you a data analyst. If you are able to learn the very basics of all the skills and all the technology and the tech stack that is required to become a data analyst, it will help you to be a T-shaped person. When I say a T-shaped person, it means I'm proficient in one tech stack, and along with that, I have a broad horizon where I know other tech stacks as well. So data domain is a big domain. You become a data engineer, you become a data analyst, you become a data scientist, and that is a stepwise journey. Once you learn all of these things, you are broadening your horizon. You are broadening your tech stack, your skills, which will help you to not only work as a data analyst, but upskill yourself maybe as a data engineer or a data scientist if you want to make business critical decisions. So that is not something that will only make you a data analyst, but I would say the term would be a full stack data person.
Understood. 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 So, guys, just want to add a few pointers. If you can see the slide very well, that looking at the need and the demand in this particular industry, we are going to have more than 2 million jobs in 2022 itself. And I'm sure it is going to end. And for sure, it is going to be a maximum in 2023 as well. So, guys, you need to look up on this. And to verify it, you can just Google on and you will get a good result of the the vacancies, and then you will understand that why it is the most in demand. And to be very honest, there's a few tools that you need to learn, and you might be eligible for certain particular interview call. So we will discuss more on this, but before that, we as a coding invaders, how exactly we promise you a job guarantee? So we promise you a job guarantee because we know that what exact tools are required to become a data analyst, and we already have 100 plus hiring partners, so we continuously interact and understand the requirement, and on that basis we keep on updating our courses, and that actually helps our candidate to get placed. All right. So yes, we do have analyzed the hundreds of job, and we make the portfolio in such a way where the chances of getting shortlisted becomes very high. It is not a rocket science, it's just a team who's working efficiently to help you get placed. All right. So, guys, as I told you, the job guarantee batch is going to start, and this is the fees structure for all the people who are in this particular webinar. They're getting a heavy discount in this particular webinar, and that is for 35% discount. The link is there into the chat section to attend this particular free demo. The counselor will be guiding you for everything. You can tell your qualification background and everything, and they will help you out. All right, coming back to the topic, now the most important questions comes in our mind by understanding that you said that you are into this business decision making, Shailja, and it sounds so cool and everybody wants to be that. But before we start, can we just start by understanding, is it easy or is it tough to become a data analyst?
I would say if I compare it, if the reference point are other roles, it is very easier to crack data roles. But
Okay.
yeah, you have to start. So in that way,
Mhm.
it might be tougher for you. But once you start, you'll find that it is very, if you have the relevant skills, cracking
Mhm.
data roles is very easy.
Understood. So, guys, I will make all of you the intelligent one, and let me make myself a dumb one. So, Shailja, now can you answer me that I am a guy with the average academic background, all right, and have a very average maths knowledge, and unfortunately, I'm a mechanical engineer as well. So, so can I also become a data analyst if I
Yeah,
try?
surely. So I would say that is the best part, that the data domain is very welcoming. When I say welcoming, it doesn't differentiate people on the basis of their academic background as to people who come from a different domain. The
Mm-hmm.
only necessity I would say, or the requirement would be Get those skills which are required. Even if you come from a mechanical background, you said you don't. I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
hypothetically that maths is
Mm-hmm.
something that you think that I lack in that particular domain. So that in that particular area, this want to break a bubble that you don't have to be a pro mathematician to become a data
Yeah,
person. So for the people
exactly.
who fear a lot, I hear this thing from multiple people that, ma'am, I don't know maths. How can I be an engineer? So
Mm-hmm.
that is one thing that you don't need to be a pro mathematician. I'm not saying that basics is not something that is not required from you, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there are. I would say there are list, or I would say a fixed set of skills. Get those, and you most welcome them.
Exactly. So I got a little bit confidence now. If a person like me who's very average can get it, then for sure people out there definitely you can get it because you guys are more smarter than me. All right. So can we just get to understand that what exactly the tools and the skills that we need to learn? The only tools that we need to learn to get at least a job as a data analyst. I would request you not like everybody gives us a list, but I'm sure that you have already prepared this slide and you have mentioned only 4 or 5 tools. So could you just tell us that what only tools are required to get into data profession so that it is doable for all of us?
Sure. So that is true, Amit. Normally, when you ask someone, they'll give you that big extended list that people get worried, and even before starting, they just give up that we cannot learn so many skills. So, from my personal experience of interviewing in so many companies, what I understand is these are the four basic, or I would say most important skills that you need to have on your resume if you are applying for any kind of data role. The first is your understanding of one programming language, and in that particular area, Python is the most preferred one for all the interviews. So the first priority would be to learn Python language, and that too from the lens of a data person. So there are multiple areas of Python which are not covered because that is not needed in terms of a data person. So data Python from the lens of a data person. Second is SQL. That is something I would say the bread and butter of any data person. You will be using SQL very extensively in your day-to-day work. That is why SQL is something that is second in the list that you need to learn. Third comes statistics. This word itself like, fears a lot of people that statistics we cannot learn that. So I've already mentioned. I'll repeat that again. You have to understand the basics of maths and basics of statistics to become a data analyst. Not a pro mathematician or not a person who is a pro in statistics. So that is why third in the list is statistics, and fourth is Power BI. Power BI is a tool which we use for data visualization. So that is also something after you learn all of these things, if you're not able to present the data using visualization tools, all of this knowledge goes into vain. So that is why Power BI. And all of these skills packed in the form of real life projects is something
Mhm.
that is also very important. So that is this these are the extensive list of hard skills that a person need to have on his or her resume.
Understood. So, which is one thing is very clear that whatever we are going to learn, we should learn on a practical basis, not just that we did in whole graduation and in our school time. So we have to be very practical so that it can be justified when we are giving an interview. We sound more practical, right?
Correct.
Understood. So one thing I wanted to know that whenever you go for hiring anybody, okay, do you generally look at their graduation background or you more look for that they have those skill set or not? What exactly your main first approach when you see any CV or any candidate's application?
The preference is always in the work experience in the skill section. Like what are the skill the person has for us to offer?
Hmm. Hmm.
Then we understand in terms of the projects or the work experience that whatever
Hmm.
skill the person has learned, how well they have used it to apply. Like you said, theoretical knowledge is not preferred over practical knowledge. So
Hmm.
these are the most preferred thing that we look into the resume, not the background, educational background. All of that maybe come later into picture, but that is not
Hmm.
the point of consideration.
Understood. Understood. So, guys, as Shailja said, project or work experience. Let me elaborate. It means that if you are a fresher or if you are not having any relevant background, then you will show your project. But if you're an experienced person, you will show your relevant work experience. So this is the
Correct.
thing. So all the people don't get worried. If you're not work experienced, no worries. Learn the skill set, do the real time industry project, and show them in your CV. That is also sufficient. All right. So now the most important questions comes in our mind that we just wanted to understand your tactic, that your time, how did you acquire all this skill set? How did you polished? And the second most important thing is how I will be able to understand that this data analyst is a my cup of tea, the way you understood.
Correct. So answering to your first question, Amit, is like how I gained the skill. So one thing that I wanted to tell everyone, it is not something that is one shot thing that I'll go and I'll get this and here I am a data analyst. It's a step by step journey. So once you understand that okay, these are the skills. First of all, the first step is to identify that what are all the skills. So like I already mentioned, that you need to prep yourself on these particular hard skills to crack a data role. So that was my first step. Second is once I identified what are the skills that I need to learn, second is how do I learn all of those things? Like how do I progress learning all of these things? Because all of these things who people from who come from a different domain, it is all new to them. So you have to find a proper roadmap and a proper progression in terms of learning that you have to do. And after and this thing also like how do you realize that okay, I'm done. I've learned all of these things and maybe I'm prepared enough. So I think there is no particular time and date on which you'll realize that, okay, I'm done, I've learned everything. Because this domain, I would say, is something that is never ending. There is no
Mm-hmm.
one day you'll say that I've learned all the skills that are necessary for a data analyst.
Mm-hmm.
But if you self evaluate yourself, that I have set this target, I learn all of these skills, and I'm able to achieve these things. I guess a one way to like understand where am I is to maybe go through mock interviews and consult people, maybe coaches, and try to get help to understand where you stand in terms of
Mm-hmm.
skill set,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can start applying. I also did the same. When I had this confidence that all the skills that I learned, I have a good amount of knowledge, then I
Mm-hmm.
started interviewing. Once you give the interviews, that is also something, a kind of learning process. You understand where you are lacking, you go back, you learn that again, you come again for another interviews. So this
Mm-hmm.
is kind of an iterative process. Like I said, it's not a one stop solution, it's a step by step journey. You have to
Mm-hmm.
go through that. And in this entire process, you can yourself identify whether you are liking analyst domain or not. The skills that you are learning, whether that is exciting you, that whether you're liking to learn Python, statistics, Power BI, all of these things. If you are
Mm-hmm.
someone who likes to play with data, you surely can be a good data analyst.
Understood. Understood. And as I can see, there's a lot of questions comes in our mind because we already have a lot of experience with other fields, and some of them are fresher, some of them have a doubt that I'm 30 plus, I'm 35 plus. So just wanted to get one clarity from you, that is there any age restriction, or is there any gender restrictions? Is there, sorry, gender restrictions, sorry, the guest speaker is itself a the lady. So is there any age restrictions in this particular domain that I need to be very much careful about?
Uh, a very straight answer for that is no. Age
Mm-hmm.
restriction, gender restriction, the answer already answered that gender would
Mm-hmm.
not be a restriction for sure. Men and women are given the equal opportunities. Age
Mm-hmm.
restriction is, I have multiple examples of people around me where I've seen people coming from a very different domain, cracking very good roles at good companies and acing it. So even if you come from a different background, I won't say it would be that easy for you. That is just hypothetical if I say that. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
if you come from a different domain, you have to start learning everything. You have to start learning everything from scratch. So maybe initially it would be a bit tougher for you, but
Mm-hmm.
that toughness would not something that would hamper you cracking that role. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are able to get the skills, even if you come from a different background, that won't be a problem. Come from any different background, learn the data engineering, data scientist, and data analyst skill, and you can crack the roles. And about age also, multiple examples of the people who come from with like 30 years of experience from a very different domain, and then learning these skills out of interest because everyone is talking about data. They also want to become data people. They learned the skill, they aced the skill, and now they're working at top companies, even if coming from a 30 years old background. Age, background, gender, no restriction. Only restriction is you. You learn the
Mm-hmm.
skills, you can crack this.
Yeah, even I feel that the people are having a lot of pre-assumptions about this particular IT profession, and they are more like, or maybe they have over discussed about it with the wrong people. That's why they, before deciding it, they think that I don't have this background, or I'm not from this background, maybe this is not my cup of tea, or this is for only these type of people. But it is not like that. And just wanted to know, just wanted to clear this particular myth. As I'm also engineer, you are also an engineer, but I am sure the audience sitting and watching us, I know most of them are not engineers. So let's clear this myth out. In your office, in your team, does anybody is not an engineer, but still he's working
There
with
are,
you?
there are
They are.
multiple.
All right, all right. So one thing is very clear, guys. Don't just look upon this particular parameters. Yes, anybody. If you are just graduate, learn this particular skill set, then you can come for sure. All right, so guys, as you have focused that Salja has very clearly said that we have to learn everything from very scratch, and that's what we do as a coding invaders, that we help people to learn from very scratch to an advanced level with our one-on-one mentorship, so that your hesitations and your myths should get clear and you can understand all the things step by step very properly, because this is not something which you are now doing to crack any IIT or something. This is something which will make your career better. So it is a serious thing. So of course it is required to learn from the scratch to an advanced level, because this is going to change your journey. Now the second most important thing is we do one-on-one mentorship, so that the people who are hesitant or shy, not able to ask questions, they can interact directly without any hesitations. And everything is practical over here. So whatever you will be learning, you will be practicing in a digital lab, you will be getting a real time results and getting mentored. And we do have a project based learning which will make your attractive e-portfolios, so that when you are given an interview you are very confident and you are able to make some sense out of it while you are talking. And the whole portals and the modules that we teach is online based. It's a kind of a web based portal where you can log in anywhere anytime and study. All right. So, guys, just to remind you, all of you, whoever have joined me a bit late. So, in this particular webinar, we have just started this contest of winning this data analyst course, which promises job guarantee of a coding invaders. That is a premium course. One of you will get a chance to win it for free just after 20 minutes. So the link is into the chat section. Go register and come back that you are done, because in this particular webinar, I am going to enroll one of you for free in our job guarantee batch. All right. So without wasting any time, just go register, and after 20 minutes, I'll be just showcasing my screen and announcing a winner. All right. Continuing to the topic. So now, Silja, here comes the question that we are not able to visualize that how if I will even switch, how exactly my future looks like. So just wanted to understand that what exactly the career path that we have to go through if I will switch and come into a data analyst profession.
Sure. So Amir, if I'm willing to start my career as a data analyst, I would say that it is in the form of the hierarchy is in the form of a staircase. So people would have heard about roles like data engineering, data scientist, business analyst, data analyst, and then goes to seniority levels. So consider it in the form of a ladder. Data analyst is the primary skill that you can learn and enter into this data domain. Once
Hmm.
you think that data analysis is something that you are now confident about and you want to expand your domain as a full stack data person, a lot of skills which you are learned as a data analyst, they will help you to understand other things as well. Like you can understand data engineering. Once
Hmm.
you are able to understand what how the entire architecture and modeling works, that is the work of a data engineer, then you can move forward in the ladder, maybe become a data scientist if that is something that you have something in the form of your career aspiration. So now you understand data and you understand how to analyze the data. You are someone who has mastered the skills of engineering the data, creating data models. Now you can work as a data scientist as well, where you are actually predicting a lot of, like, as per the business scenario, you are doing the predictions and making business critical solutions. So this is a kind of ladder that a person can follow while entering this domain. If you learn the data analysis skill, you can start as a data analysis and then you can move forward in this direction.
Understood. Understood. Now the most important question comes in our mind, that how much these particular levels give us money. So I have made some slides about the salary, but yes, like generally people laugh that whatever the bracket I have written, I have just kept a worst case scenario. So would you like to just correct me in every single stage that what packages generally people get when they join, if they will join in this year or maybe next year? So what is the starting salary people are getting nowadays?
So one thing is, Amir, you've surely underestimated from the very start, and you've already selected the very lower range. But
Hmm.
from my personal experience, what I understand is, if you're someone who is a fresher and who want to enter this data domain, then
Hmm.
at least eight to ten is something that you can expect. If you're
Hmm.
an entry level person and you have good data analysis skill, and if
Hmm.
you can totally understand that if you're starting with this thing, then exponentially how well you can grow when you go to the senior levels.
Okay. Okay. So it's like I can expect that if I'm starting my journey, I can expect in between 8 to 10 lakh.
Yes.
And after 3 years, can I expect after 3 years, after 3 years, I can I expect to have a more than 25 lakh of package?
One thing that I wanted to say here is I get this question multiple times from the people that, ma'am, can I get this much package or that much package? What I
Mm-hmm.
want to just highlight here is the demand is very much. The companies are willing to offer you, but it depends on you in terms of two things. First of all, you
Mm-hmm.
have to have those necessary skills, and second
Mm-hmm.
is you have to prove those skills in the interview. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
are hired for the same role, and maybe other person is also hired for the same role, and the
Mm-hmm.
compensation that is being offered to two different people on the same role might be different, and that
Mm-hmm.
totally depends on your interview. So if you have the relevant skills and if you're able to show it, then expecting these numbers is not something very big.
Understood. Understood. Got a pretty much clarity about it. All right. Now, just wanted to know from your end, like, is it generally happens that is it something that we have to just learn right now, and that's it, or is it something that we have to keep learning or upskilling ourselves, even if we get a job, to get a continuous hike or the dream hike that we generally have in our mind?
I would give my example in that context. Maybe cracking Microsoft is not something that that was the end that I cracked
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft and now my learning is over. Here I'm working as a data and applied scientist and every day I'm learning something or the other new because that is the
Mm-hmm.
use case and that is the demand in the market. If you don't upskill yourself, you'll be left behind. Your juniors will be the one who will be taking over your positions maybe someday. So with time, you have to upskill yourself. There is no stoppage to learning.
Understood. Understood. So, like right now also you are just going with the upskilling, and I'm for sure, like, you must be making more, so it will be motivating you anyways, right? All right. So upskilling is the key, guys, to keep growing. All right, the best thing which I wanted to mention is people work hard to get the opportunity, but the biggest mistake they do is once they get the opportunity, they don't work hard. So we have to even work more harder after getting the opportunity. All right. So one thing is clear: the package is in between 7 to 8 lakh or 10 lakh. All right, and as I remember that 5 years back, also people were getting 50,000 rupees as a in stipend as an intern. I have also seen such cases. So yeah, so it totally depends upon how exactly you're performing in the interviews and how exactly you're learning these tools in a much better way. All right. Now the most important questions comes in our mind, that how I can find this data analyst job, because I'm from a non-IT background. I don't know nothing about how to approach or anything, what platform I should use, and what are the things which is very much important to get a first call from the companies.
Sure. So actually, there are multiple ways. It's not that tough how it seems like because maybe the reason is people are not aware. So on that particular thing, that one thing that I want to highlight, and I myself use this platform very much even today, is
Mhm,
LinkedIn.
mhm,
So
mhm,
my first suggestion for the people who want to make career, who want to make a job switch, is try to use LinkedIn as much as possible and use it to get good job opportunities. At LinkedIn, you can connect with all the job recruiters who are hiring for any kind of roles. You can get proper notification. You can set up like you can set up this thing that I notify me whenever there is an opening or whenever there is an opening in this particular company for this job role.
mhm,
So you can leverage LinkedIn as much as possible to crack good roles.
mhm,
Apart from LinkedIn, there are various other like Naukri.com and multiple other websites where you can create your profile and you can go and check who are all the companies who are hiring. You can contact with hiring managers and you can try to get interview calls. Along with that, if you want to analyze which company should I apply for, I don't know which
mhm,
companies are good, which are not good. So there are websites like Glassdoor, etc., where you can understand what a company culture, how company is performing, whether it's a good company in terms of company culture, how much is
mhm,
the average pay range they are paying, so that you
mhm,
can understand, okay, this is how much I deserve, and maybe this is how much I can ask for. So these are
mhm,
all the websites, and there are a lot of like guidance also being provided. So these
mhm.
are something that you can go for to understand where you stand, where you want to go, and how you can go for it.
Understood. Understood. Got the clarity. So one thing I've observed that Shailja, that people generally take very casually when it comes to make a CV, and when it comes to make a LinkedIn profile, or whether it's a Naukri.com's profile, they make it very casually. So can you just give some words to them that it is genuinely the one of the most important thing that we are just losing it, how important it is, like if suppose I am also a data scientist, and I have also done certain tools, but my LinkedIn profile is not organized, and it is just mentioned that I'm still studying at somewhere. So how important it is and why you always suggest us to make a perfect LinkedIn profile, perfect CV. If I will not make, what will happen?
So I would say the answer for this question is I learned all the skills.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe created a lot of projects and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
until I'm able to get the interview call where I can
Mm-hmm.
appear for an interview, all of
Mm-hmm.
these things will not be. How can I prove myself
Yeah.
until I'm able to present myself in an interview? And
Mm-hmm.
until you make your resume, I've seen a lot of people focusing on learning a lot of things, giving their entire time on learning, upskilling projects, but giving no time at all on resume building, on LinkedIn profile, on networking. I
Mm-hmm.
would say both of them are equally important. If you don't have skills, you have nothing to show. If you don't have a good resume in LinkedIn, you
Mm-hmm.
can't even go there. So to reach there, resume is very important, and LinkedIn is a reflection as your resume. What, how well you are performing, what all you have done, and everything. You
Mm-hmm.
don't. Maybe a lot of people don't know, but the interviewers
Mm-hmm.
actually try to search you before the interview on your LinkedIn, just to
Mm-hmm.
get a brief idea that okay, this is what the guy looks like, and this is what he or she
Mm-hmm.
has been performing, all of these things. So that is why I always focus on this thing, and I've been telling people a lot many times that do focus on upskilling yourself, but at the same time also focus on making a good resume which can help you to crack interviews, at least to get interview calls. Whether
Mm-hmm.
or not you're able to perform well in the interview, that is a later step, but at least you'll
Mm-hmm.
get interview calls.
Understood. Just one question. I think it is not appropriate to ask, but still, it happened with me most of the time. But what happens with me sometimes whenever I work somewhere, okay, in my last organization or somewhere, and my there was one colleague, and he was very average. But once I checked his LinkedIn profile, it was like, damn, super awesome. And then I realized, okay, this is the first reason you got good packages. So is this happened ever in your life as well? Like, he's very normal guy in your team or in and maybe in company, but when you checked his LinkedIn, you were shocked to see the way he has managed to update his profile, and that's why he's getting good offers. So have you
I,
experienced
I
such
think
people?
I think you can fool people only at one stage. The recruiters are very smart. They are dealing with this understanding of human psychology is very much higher in them. If you think you're smart, they are more smarter than you. And the reason being they're dealing with many people on day-to-day basis. So if you
Mm-hmm.
think that you are not having those skills, but you're trying to bluff the recruiters through your very good highlighted LinkedIn profile,
Mm-hmm.
it might happen. There are very less chances, but it might happen that okay, your LinkedIn looks very good. You might get an interview call. But what
Mm-hmm.
happens after that is a true reflection of what you are.
Exactly.
Interviewer will understand all of your skills and your performance in just one round. He don't need to spend more time on you, and he can easily identify whether that was true or not. So I have not seen any example of the people who are not good in any skill, but just because they have very good resume and LinkedIn, that is why they got the job. That is why I
So
said both the things are important.
one thing is clear that if I'll make my LinkedIn very sorted, I will get maximum interview calls. All right.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So fine, guys. We got a pretty much clarity about it. But now we are now moving towards the Q&A session. Meanwhile, Shailja, if you want, you can have a glass of water. But still, guys, I want to tell you that why I was discussing more about the LinkedIn, why I was discussing more about the CV thing, because it is one of the most important and crucial thing. Why? Because as Shailja said very clearly, if you have so much of potential but you're not getting called, what's the use of that? So the CV, the LinkedIn profiling actually help recruiter to catch you. They actually search something like data analyst or something, and your profile will come on the top, and that's how you will get your attention, and that's how you will be getting shortlisted. It's very much important to update these things. So that's what in Coding Invaders Career Service team we teach all these things, make these things for you so that you can focus on learning, and we will schedule an interview and you will get shortlisted very easily. So these are the things that are available in our job guarantee batch, where we provide this exclusive career packages as well. Because why we are so confident? Because we already have 100 plus hiring partners, they're continuously hiring with us, so we exactly know what they're looking for, and somehow we also save the time for the candidates and they get the quick results. All right, so just to remind all of you, before I start with the Q&A session, please prepare your questions. All right, because in just 1 minute or 2 minutes I'm going to start the Q&A session, as our guest is already running out of time. So we will be just having a quick Q&A session, and we will try our best to get all answers. But yes, want to remind all of you that we are still into this contest, and I started this contest 40 minutes back. That in this contest, I whoever will be registering to the link is into the chat section. Whoever have joined me right now, still you have an opportunity. In just after 20 minutes, I am going to announce a winner who will be enrolled for our premium data analyst course, which promises job guarantee, and that too for free. So in just 10-20 minutes after Q&A session, I will be announcing the winner, and I'll be sharing my screen, and I'll be choosing the random person. You can be the one for sure. So before I start the Q&A session, prepare your questions and do register and give me a thumbs up, and then we will start this Q&A session with our guest speaker, and everybody will get a chance to ask a questions. All right, so now let's start the Q&A session. I hope everybody is still participating in the contest. So let me just collect the questions, Selja, and I've got a bunch of questions now. All right, so I'll start with the first question. uh, I am a fresher from commerce background and have a zero knowledge of coding. So can I learn data analytics?
Surely. So you have come from a commerce background, so I understand the basic requirement that is graduation is done. So if not, that is first thing that I would suggest is graduation is the minimum condition that you should go through. Once you are done with that, then you can start learning these important skills that I talked about, and then you can crack data.
Understood. So if we are fresher, for sure, there's no restriction. For sure, you can learn. You are a fresh mind. You are open to learn a lot of things. Of course, it is not something that you have to unlearn and then learn, right? So it is easy for you. You can do it. And what tool is required for a data analyst? Yes, we have already discussed, but still, please mention any tool, at least few tools, which is at least like we cannot ignore them.
Sure. So I would give a quick brief summary since we already discussed. First was Python, second was SQL, third was basic statistics, and fourth is one visualization tool that you should learn. My suggestion is Power BI.
Right. All right. So Power BI is a data visualization tool, right?
Sure.
All right. Thanks for the clarification. Another question from another candidate is: my English is weak, ma'am. Can I learn data analytics?
One thing is, and I did not mention anywhere that English is something that you should, that is the necessary condition. That see, learning these things, these are the hard skills that you want to have to, that you have to learn to crack data roles. But along with that, like I said, you have to prove yourself in the interview. And currently, you like until you have good communication skill. So do not focus on I don't know English or I don't know one particular language. Try to be confident in your communication skills. If I know this thing, if I am able to communicate this thing to the interviewer, my job
Hmm.
is done. Maybe if I'm not that good in English, I can prep myself a bit in English. I can become at least that much confident that whatever I know, I can convey that. You don't need to be someone who is very fluent in English. It's not an English examination, but you should be confident in terms of your communication skills.
Understood. Understood. And thank you. There's one question which I genuinely like personally. As you have already seen in this industry, there's too many courses in the form of degree are being sold for a data, that is diploma in data science, PhD in data science, or something like that. Blah blah blah. So does the certification from any institution actually matters for employers, or only the normal certification which teaches us a skill is sufficient?
I think that is my personal opinion, first of all, that I
Mhm.
think any kind of degree, certificate, or anything is not job guaranteed. And
Mhm.
very simple example is if I have a BTech degree, that
Mhm.
degree is not something the interview will see and go, okay, you are just then
Yeah.
recruited. So until I go in the interview, I show him my skills, I show him my projects and everything, then only I get recruited. Same
Yeah.
thing is if you get any kind of diploma degree or any kind of any other degree in data science or any data domain thing,
Mhm.
if you even add that in your resume and you're not able to prove those things, that
Mhm.
certification is of no use. So don't consider certification in something. And this is very common question. I get this very
Mhm.
often that if I go for any
Mhm.
certification, will I get a job? You're not
Mhm.
getting a job because of the certification. You're getting a job that you might learn during
Mhm.
preparation of that certification.
All right. So let's take one example. Let's suppose one of my friend just paid an expensive amount and did some diploma or a PhD in data science. Okay. And what I did, to get a better quality, I just went somewhere normal places and I learned certain tools. And he mentioned in his CV that, you know, masters in data science, and and I'm mentioning that hands-on experience on these tools did this project. Well, I will be also equally important to the recruiter like him.
I guess you'd be more.
All right. All right. So one thing is very clear with this particular explanation, that we don't have to chase for expensive things or degree sort of things. It is not going to do with anything with the employer, because there's too many engineers are there and too many engineers are unemployed. All right. So there's one question. I have taken a break of 5 to 6 years for a family responsibility. Okay. So can I continue to become a data analyst? Like he's trying to say that I have a gap now. So can I still become a data analyst?
Again, a very common question I get. Career gap is something nowadays companies are very much open to people who have a career gap. Maybe gone are those times when career gap was considered a big no from company. But nowadays, I've seen a lot of people who come from a big career gap
Hmm.
because of their personal reasons, and
Hmm.
they come back, they prepare, and they crack code roles. So the industry is very open to people who come from career gaps. So that won't be a blocker according to me.
Understood. And the last but not least, can a life science or a biology background person become a data analyst?
If you ask me, can I? The answer is yes. But one thing, like I already told, you come from a very different background. So you have to start learning everything from scratch. And all of
Mhm.
these things may be something very new to you. So it would take a lot of time and efforts from your end to get aware of this domain and then. But yeah, like I said, graduation, a lot of companies may sometimes put this thing explicitly that I want people only from this background, but that is not
Mhm.
generic. A lot of companies do not go into that domain that I only pick people from this particular educational background. So in that case, you have to put a lot more efforts. But yes, like I said, can I? Yes, you can.
Understood. Thank you. And the last question is, what is the difference between data analyst and data scientist?
I was waiting for this question.
Yeah.
So I always give a very simple example just to differentiate between a data analyst and a data engineer. A data analyst, I have a lot of data which is available. That is raw data, not a meaningful data that is available. And
Mhm.
if I come to you and like suppose you are some stakeholder or someone who is investing in my company, and I come with an Excel sheet, maybe an Excel sheet, maybe or bad, I'll go and show you the data in the form of very rough data. Will you be able to understand something? No, surely you'll not. But if I go
Mhm.
ahead, I use Power BI, create bar chart, pie chart, give you the profit and loss in terms of tables and diagrams, and give
Mhm.
you year on year trends and everything, it will
Mhm.
be very easy for you to understand. Maybe if you come from a different background, you can understand the data. So, this process
Mhm.
of transforming the raw data into a useful information is what a
Mhm.
data analyst person do. On the contrary, data scientist work happens after the work of a data analyst is done. Here, the work is not to analyze the data, rather use the current data that we have and do predictions for the data that is yet to come. So that is the work. There is more of science involved in the work of data scientist and more analyzing work involved in the work of a data analyst.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much. Just one last question I wanted to ask, because people are continuously personally texting me. This profession, people are asking about the coding and everything. So can you just clear it out, that is it something more sort of a coding daily, or is it something which is a logical or reasoning thing that we need to deal with? Because I feel that people are thinking that this profession includes a lot of coding thing. Could you Are you getting my question? So
Yeah, surely.
can you please
So
differentiate that? What
this
exactly is
this is
there?
also again a common question that, ma'am, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know coding, or maybe I'm very new to this field and I don't want to code a lot. Can I
Mm-hmm.
go for this domain or not? So one thing is, if you've already decided that you want to step in the IT field, and
Mm-hmm.
coding is something that you don't like, maybe you don't want to do it every day, you are currently on the very right path. This is the field where not much coding expertise is required. But
Mm-hmm.
having said that, if you are not going for data scientist or data engineering domain and you want to make a career out of data analysis, here more
Mm-hmm.
emphasis is on your logical thinking rather than
Mm-hmm.
coding very much. But
Mm-hmm.
I like again, it is not. I'm saying that you don't need much of information in terms of coding. But yeah, basics is something that is being expected from you. But don't think that it is an SDE role where you'll be doing a proper coding day to day. You'll be a proper nerd or geeky is something that is being expected from you. Here, more focus is on the visualization tools and how well you are able to present the data, rather than how well you are able to code your system.
Understood. Understood. Got the clarity then. Thank you so much for answering all the questions in a much detailed way. I hope everybody find it useful. You can say thanks to our guest speaker who were very patient enough and answered all our questions. I got well about myself, then I got pretty much clarity about this data analyst and a lot of myths got cleared. Thank you for this. But before you just leave this particular webinar, I just want that if you have any last message or anything, any booster message to all the people who is watching you and getting inspired by you, would you like to say something?
Surely, surely. First of all, thank you so much, Amir. I'm glad I could help and answer a few of the questions and few of the myths people have to crack data roles. One thing that I suggest people that I want to suggest before leaving is don't reject yourself before actually getting rejected. That I cannot do this thing maybe because someone told you that this is something that is not made for you. You come from a different background. You have age gap. You have like higher number of age, you have a big age gap, and all of these things. So don't reject yourself before getting rejected. Prepare
Mhm.
yourself well, give yourself a chance, and then analyze whether you are able to do it or not, or whether this field is made for you or not. And yeah, again, if you have like, if you want to connect with me separately, I'm open to connect with you all. If you have any questions, I see a lot of questions like popping up again on my LinkedIn. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer all of those. But yeah, that would be my, I want you all to have a big takeaway from this session is, if I
Mhm.
want to crack this role, no one can stop me apart from me.
Exactly, exactly. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the time with Shailja, and I have especially attached the link of Shailja as well, LinkedIn link. You can interact with her as well. You can have a separate session if you want and everything. She is always available to help you out. Well, thank you so much, Shailja, for giving your time over here on Monday, so I can understand how busy you were. Thank you so much. It was very, very much helpful.
Thank you, Amar.
So, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this particular session, but stay, 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 stay. We have to announce the winner as well. Nobody's going, all right? Now we have to announce the winner. It's time is there, all right? So I hope you have enjoyed this particular Q&A session, right? You must be having still a lot of questions, so you I can still answer. But yes, the main intention was to make the guest speaker say what exactly the challenges you guys have so that you can be confident and go ahead accordingly. All right. So, guys, now moving towards this contest, and I want to remind everybody that I started this particular contest, and I started this contest 40 minutes back. And to all the people who have joined me lately, just wanted to mention everybody that I will announce the winner. The link is into the chat section. The link I have shared in the chat section. Go participate in the contest. Only 5 minutes are left. Only 5 minutes. All right. No time passed, nothing. I am attaching the link again in the chat section that my team is attaching, and go register and give me a thumbs up that yes, you are done. Okay, because in this particular contest, what exactly I'm going to do, I am going to choose one random person, and he or she will be enrolled for our job guarantee batch of a Coding Invaders, that too for free. What exactly is job guarantee batch? So we have our data analyst course, which is of 6.5 months, which promises job guarantee in written agreement, which means if you will not be placed, your money will be refunded. All right. So it is one of the safe thing to pursue if somebody is giving you in written. But yes, one of you will win it for free today. All right. So let's get started. All right. So I'll give you some more information. If you are done, I'll just continue with some little information and then just announce the winner right in front of you. So what exactly we do in Coding Invaders in our particular courses? So we will help you to reach your career goals, one-on-one personal mentorship, exclusive career packages, fast track job research, 100% job guarantee, convenient studying for adults. 100% job guarantee. Let's discuss about it. How it is 100% job guarantee? It is very logical. Demand is high, but candidates are not skilled. We will teach you what skills is required because we already have 100 plus hiring partners. They are continuously interacting with us. They are in requirements, and you have already seen Selja has told that too many requirements are there. So we know what exact tools the industry needs, and we teach those tools to the students, and then we make their portfolio so strong that the hiring partner like their CV, they shortlist for a interview, and that's how you crack it. If I will schedule 10 interviews, let's suppose, yeah, yes, you're watching me, right? So if I will schedule 10 interviews for you, in the worst case scenario, you will crack one. Isn't it a job guarantee? For sure. So we know exactly what to do. We know where we need to place you, and that's how you'll get a result. All right. So yes, here's a screenshot I want to show you. Whether you are a working professional or a student, all right, even if you're coming late evening or late night, you will have an opportunity to have a one-on-one personal mentor. I'm like, just imagine if you're just missing the class and you just miss the live classes, but you have this one-on-one mentoring facility available where you can interact unlimited time, have a video call with the mentors, discuss what exactly happened, what this is a challenge I'm facing, this is a challenge I'm facing. It's 7:30 now. I opened my laptop and I saw that this channel, how to solve this, rather than texting anybody, asking anybody, just make a one video call to the guest, your mentors, and get this thing solved, and have this webinar with industry expert to understand what the hell is happening in the industry, how they are making so much money, why I cannot make money. Once you will see all these things, you will be pumped up, you will be ready to rock. You will understand that where I'm standing, how much I need to work upon, and how I can grow myself. All right. So here is our mentors who generally help all our students to solve their doubts and everything. So about their details, you can connect with them on the LinkedIn as well. What exactly you will get along with the personal mentors, the most important question, what exactly the personal mentors? So they will actually, additional we have added, we have extra practical sessions with top mentors who are actually working into Microsoft or big companies. We do have an access of this particular chat as well as video call 7 days a week, every single day. It is not something alternate days or a weekend or a Wednesday. No, 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 no. Every day you just need to give 1.5 hours on a daily basis, and you will become a data analyst, and you can crack a job with the starting package of 10 lakh. Trust me, it is happening. I have seen intelligent people not getting job, but average people are getting job. Why? Because this profession, this preparation only needs consistency. If you are consistent enough, you can do it. Trust me, guys, everybody scroll Instagram for more than 2.5 hours, right? Why can you cannot give 1.5 hours for this particular thing, which is very, very much important for your career and your life? Just do it. And yes, you have a one video call as well. All right. And yes, we do have a live session. So whoever want, they can attend. If you will miss, you will get the recorded one as well. Group webinars every weekend so that you will stay updated to the market. Study format is very, very much practical and project based, like group projects, modules on LMS, exams, live sessions is there, interactive webinars. Interactive webinars is not like just, watching and just sleeping and what exactly is happening. No, it's not like that. The guest speaker can ask question directly to you. You can ask his question directly to the guest speaker by making your mic on and off. So it is one of the interactive things. So you can ask anything and get your answer. What else you need, right? And Q&A sessions is there, which is very much important. Group projects are there, which is very much important. Of course, career webinars are there, so you will get to understand that how this guy made his first call successful, how this guy got a call, what exactly he did or she did, how I should implement the same thing to my thing. It needs a lot of collaboration to get the things done, and that's what we take care of. So that's how people are getting placed. It needs a lot of efforts. So now, just to make it very simple and clear, you don't have to become a good pro mathematician. You don't have to learn all the 10, 15 tools. You don't have to become a code person, which is very much intelligent to the coding thing. No, no, it's not like that. Only 4 or 5 tools that you need to learn, guys. That is Google Sheet, Statistics, SQL, Power BI, Python, and we will do a little brush up as a career development. You will be placed. Trust me, vacancies are so much. HRs are facing a challenge that they are not able to find the skilled people. Learn these tools, get a job, man. Trust me, it is happening. All right. So Rohan is saying that I want to do this data analyst course for free. Let's see. If you're lucky, you will win it. All right. Okay. Vamsikaran is saying that join the team, register yourself. All right. So I'm already studying, by the way. See, I'll tell you, in any profession you are dealing with the data, right? Even my whole performance, how I perform, my managers use Power BI to monitor my performance, right? So these particular tools are very much important to map everything, how exactly I am performing, how long I am doing this particular webinar, and how much business I am bringing to the organization. Everything was getting monitored, but efficiently it was getting monitored by my manager when they started using Power BI. So yes, whether everywhere it needs, and I'm also learning to analyze my own performance. Trust me, this is practical thing. So every profession you need. One day you will become manager, one day you'll become CEO, one day I hope God will make you a bigger person. And at that moment of time, you will only deal with the reports, the data, and that's here come a data analytics. Simple as that. Maybe you will not learn, but you will have somebody. But yes, the role will come for sure. Whether it's a chartered accountant, he will also do your data analysis to maintain the data in transaction, whether it's logistic, whether it's HR, whether it's your the portal which gives you attendance and everything. Somewhere the data is there, and somebody is data analyst is there. So requirement is there. Trust me. Now it's time to announce the winner without wasting any much time. All right. So yeah, exactly. So the I'm going to announce the winner now. The link is in the chat section. All right. So yes. So who haven't registered yet, go register because now it's time to announce the winner, and I'm sure everybody's waiting for so long. All right. So I am going to announce the winner very soon. All right. So give me a thumbs up, guys, and just tell me so that accordingly I'll just start. So, in this, to all the people who have just registered right now, let me remind you once again. I started this particular contest 50 minutes back, and I promises that one of you will win this course for free, which promises job guarantee. So the link is into the chat section. Go register because in just 1 minute I'm going to announce the winner. All right. But if somebody who wants to know about the course fees and everything, for sure I can tell you that as well. The course fees is 11,490, but all the people who is going to get a free demo call and want to inquire, if they think that they will not be the lucky winner, they can enroll for the job guarantee batch with 8,290 rupees per month, and you can avail this 28% discount. So you, and one more thing, to all the people who are participating in this contest, some of you will also win before 22nd a MacBook Air as well. Okay. And a lot of things are coming, man. So even if you are not interested, also do register. Maybe you can become you can get a MacBook Air for sure. So we are going to send this before 22nd of December. And if I'll talk about the fees and everything, so EMI programs are there. We don't charge any interest, and we will pay interest for you. A lot of things are involved. So we have made so easy. It's just that you have to take the decision. If I'll talk about the referral, yes, if you want to make the course for free, but if you have so much friends, refer to anybody. You will get also 5,000 discount. Others will also get a 5,000 discount. If you will refer 10 more people, those 10 people will get 5,000 discount each, and you will get 50,000 discount. So if you have a good network, you can also make your you know course for free. All right. So the more you will share, the more wise you will become. All right. So I will not say thank you and all. I have to announce the winner. So now I'm going to share my screen, guys. I know everybody's waiting for the winner. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to choose the winner. And I'll be using one website to choose the random winner. So whoever has not registered yet, go register. And yes, still I can see the registrations are coming in. So guys, just 10 seconds now, and I'm going to announce the winner. So hurry up, guys. Whoever is registering, just quick do it. Just quickly, just come on, do it. I'm going to announce the winner now. I know that everybody is waiting. The link is in the chat section, guys. Go, come on. Let's announce the winner now because I know so much people are waiting. So I'll just give you 20 seconds, guys. Just 20 seconds. Just 20 seconds. Go register. I just like why I'm saying so because I have seen last time that there was one guy who registered at in the end and he was the winner. So yeah. So Akansha is saying you said 40 minutes is done now. Yes, it's done. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to announce now. So let me share my screen. Calm down, guys. Okay. So I'm just sharing my screen, guys. Just a second. All right. Let me turn off my WhatsApp. Some my message will come. It will pop up on the screen. So I'm just turning off. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen. All right. So here is the list, guys. Okay, you can see the numbers are still increasing. Let me hide the numbers, otherwise people will start copying that number. Okay, so I can see the still the number is coming. Guys, I'm refreshing once again. It's 172. So I will be using this particular website, okay, to choose one person as a winner, and and there is the out of 172, right? One winner out of 172, and then I'll get the winner. All right, so let me check if it is increasing again. So I'll refresh my sheet once again. So guys, hurry up. If you haven't registered, go register. Come on, you can be the winner. What you are watching? If you are just watching without registering, go register. The number is still increasing. It's now 73, 173 now. Come on, see now again the number is coming 174. Come on, guys, I'm giving you 10-20 seconds. Come on, guys, do register. Come on, come on, come on. Hurry up, hurry up. So I'm just starting the countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1.5, 0. So I'm just locking now. All right. Now I'm just locking. It is the final number is 179. So the total number of, oh my god, Aditya, you are registering again and again with a different email ID. So clever people are there. Number is same, but email ID is different. Very smart. Very smart. Wow. My mom always used to say that, if you could have used this type of brain in your studies, you could have become scientist. So, all right. So the numbers is like now 183. So I'll refresh once again and I'll just lock it now. I know everybody's waiting. 183 done. 183. 183. All right. Let me check once again. Yep. 183 is the final. 183 is the final. Let's close this. Okay, let's see who's the winner. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Number 92. So the serial number 92 is the winner. So let's see in the Excel sheet who is at sitting at 92, and he will be the winner. So be active, okay? I'm going to announce the winner very soon, and this is the Excel sheet. And in this Excel sheet, I am going to announce the winner, and I can see that 91 and 92. Kolada Wash Wamshi Kiran, you are the winner of this particular contest, and you are the one who are texting. So you are the winner of this particular contest, and you will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch of Coding Invaders. So you are the winner now. So Wamshi, if you are here, just say hi to everybody. So guys, so Wamshi is the winner of this particular data analyst job guarantee batch, which promises job guarantee in a written agreement. You are the winner of this particular contest. Now, if you're here, just say hi, hi, hi. So I can see that the Wamsi is here. Wamsi is sending his username to increase his followers. Wow. Come on, use this opportunity and become a data analyst and get a high paying job. Come on, guys. All right. So, guys, I want to tell all of you that we are already one more contest we are running in a Coding Invaders. To all the people who have registered, to all the people who haven't registered yet, go register, because before 22nd of December we are going to give away MacBook Air as well, and second winner will get a 70% fee waiver as well, and the third person will get optimal packages for free. So there's too many things, and to all of you will hey, hello, Amit Kumar Tiwari saying my team member won. No, 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 no. You can talk to that guy who sent his username. He won this particular contest. I am not kidding. This is not we cheap thing we do. Come on, man. Go talk to that guy. So yes, so the contest is there. All right. So you will win it for sure. And to all the people who haven't won this particular courses, don't worry, you are still eligible for the heavy discount in job guarantee batch. I have showed you the EMI programs as well. Go and have a demo call. Do go and have a free counseling call and understand, tell them about your qualification background and everything, all right, so that you could understand that this is my cup of tea or not, and how it is achievable, how legit it is. Ask too many questions, eat their head, then you will make a better decision, all right. Now, I know that you have enjoyed this particular session. So, guys, the last thing, the last motivation for me, if you genuinely enjoyed this particular session, just tell me how exactly the session was for you. I would be very much motivated. So, just drop your comment and a feedback if you genuinely enjoyed my session. And if you want to connect with me separately and interact with me separately, so here's my LinkedIn link as well. All right, so you can connect with me, but please drop your feedback that did you like this particular session? Did all your questions were answered? It will be a huge motivational factor for me to keep continuing this as you know, so that we can bring a lot of value to all of the people. So thank you, Arbaz, for telling is awesome. Mahesh, good. All right. Akash is saying next level acting. Okay, so I like it. Okay, it was a good dear. Okay, thank you so much. It was thank you. Okay, okay. So thank you guys. It was kind of very motivational for me. So I'll keep on continuing this particular webinar, and we'll bring more guest speaker for all of you. All right. Meanwhile, thank you so much. Very good evening and have a happy and productive week ahead. Thank you. Bye.